Hello again, YouTube. This is The Truth Man. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simp in All Subjects channel. We got some videos to come. Stay tuned. Put your notification bell on. Thank you to all of y'all that's been hitting the like button. You know, the like button is like financial support, because when you hit the like button, more people will see the ads if a YouTuber is monetized. But today we talking about, on this video at least, we talking a little bit about conspiracies. We're going to talk about some of the things that people such as Jaguar Wright, Cat Williams, Orlando Brown, I'm going to just touch on some things that they've been saying. Now, people talk about control opposition, and there is such a thing, but we still have things leaked to us. Case in point, like what 50 Cent, how 50 Cent showed the video of P. Diddy with her crawling under the blanket. Like, we don't know exactly why he was doing that, but what we do know is a lot of people, richer people, are asked to perform rituals, and in return they're promised fame and fortune. Some of you already know this. A lot of you have already been paying attention to these sorts of things, so you already know. Now, on this video, like I said, I'm getting ready to just kind of talk about that loosely within not getting strike distance or whatever. So the U.S. is ran by bankers. Like, bankers is calling a lot of the shots in the United States. We have a vice president, we have president, we have all these people in political office, but yet the U.S. is a corporation, and the U.S. is ran by bankers, kind of behind the scene. They not calling all the shots, but they calling a lot of them. Now, that's why I mentioned direct deposit, how paper checks actually work better, but direct deposit is a preview to what was to come. Direct deposit wasn't necessary, but for us to become a cashless society, that doesn't benefit us as much as it benefits whoever is pulling the punches. Now, back in the day, we used to talk about a computer, centralized computer that they called the Beast. And many people talked about that. Some people thought in 2000, Y2K, that something would happen. It didn't. Some people thought in 2012 that something would happen. This is when, back then when I was on YouTube, this is when the shadow banning and the censorship of my old channel got a little bit worse, y'all. I came out, the video is still up, even though it's severely shadow banned. On what day was that? Was it May 21st or something? Whatever the day was, 2012. I came out the day before and told everybody that nothing was gonna happen, because a lot of the Bible prophecies tied to it had not come to pass. Now, if you know prophecy like I know prophecy, and I'm gonna start getting into those things a little more, because a lot of the people that were telling you about these things, they weren't perfect in their doctrine, but they're starting to retire. They're starting to, Some of them have passed on. We had prophecy in the news. We had the other prophecy. What was his name? Where he talked about a wide variety of things, man. Johnson. I know his last name was Johnson. Man, I can't remember the name of the show. I bought a lot of his videotapes. Back in them days, we were still watching VCRs and stuff. So I bought a lot of his, he had guys, ex-Satanists and all them, talking about these sorts of things. Let me see what time it is. I don't know where my watch is. Well, we starting to see a lot of what they talked about. It was a prophet, and this is, I'm telling you. Oh, here we go. Here we go, right here, right in my lap. Let's see what time. Okay, 5:29. And this is what I'm telling you. A lot of back in the day, there was a lot of Christian prophets, and I know that they were prophets because a lot of the things they were saying, we starting to see. Like, what was his name? Dimitri Duduman. Go back to his prophecy. That's why you can't discredit Christianity or Islam. Like, I don't believe in attaching myself to the world religions, but all of them got some truth. The Jehovah's Witness, the Christian, the Muslims. Like, the Muslims predicted the smartphone. The Prophet Muhammad, or whoever was associated with him back in them days, they predicted the smartphone. Said you will basically have it in your hand, in your hip. This is how the Most High works. See, he's not going to disqualify you because you think you in the right religion. What he's going to do is he's going to look at your heart. He's going to judge you by your heart. So, wait a minute. Let me see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on here. See what time, what we got. I could have took the freeway to where I'm going, but I don't know. Man, what's going on with my phone?
Milwaukee County Community Reintegration Center may be closed by the time you arrive.
Okay. So, man, it's a bad signal over here. So what I want you to understand is, how am I running late? 14. What I want you to understand is these things, a lot of what we're starting to see was predicted. Like, it's a New World Order book by Ralph Epperson. Yeah, I know he talked about the sea thing in the book. He talked about it. In that book, I had that book in, I think, the 90s. So, people be trying to disqualify Christians and Christianity. I don't disqualify them. I just don't allow them to act like they the only way and everything they teach is the truth, because it's not. They got some truth But everything they teach ain't the truth. Because if it was, it would empower them to the point where it wouldn't be so many scandals. You know what I mean? Case in point, TD, Thomas Dexter. So you got the MK Ultra, you have all of these groups, what we call the pyramid groups. It's called the Committee of 300. Man, I'm getting caught by every light. And a lot of the people that you heard about, like, remember back in them days with the bootlegs, a lot of them people, they at the bottom, like they bottom tier. They not the 9 unknown men. Me personally, I think the 9 unknown men might not even be men. They might be half. You know, because I teach and I believe in shapeshifting. And the reason why, okay, you know how Ant-Man is? That's how the sons of God are. That's how the Most High himself is. The Most High can transform himself into a molecule if he wanted to. And reason being is because he's the origins of life. He's the beginning life form. So he can be whatever he chooses to be. Now, y'all hear me talking about him being the giant. Y'all hear me talking about this. But he can be whatever he want to be. He can turn into whatever he wants to turn into. That's what you got to understand about him. Now, it's been revealed by wizards, and we have what's called wizards.
Continue straight to stay on South 108th Street.
And warlocks. The wizards and the warlocks, just like the wizard and the warlocks are basically the devil's prophets. Like, they can find out just as much as we can. And excuse my GPS. So, they have created technology that can send images to your mind that will cause you to, if depending on the person, that's why you gotta, we talked about spiritual warfare yesterday. That's why you gotta be already rooted and strong. Some things that happen because of the chaotic technology, as I like to call it. The technology that's there for chaos reason. Now, what you need to understand is they not gonna just let you become a billionaire. They're gonna cause you to do things where if they wanna uproot you, they're gonna uproot you, no problem. Y'all should know about the history of this country. For you to think they're gonna just let us, people who look like us, become billionaires, you misinformed. You misinformed. So, this is why we starting to hear about this stuff a little more. Man, somebody posted a picture of Shaq and Kevin Hart, man. That is just extreme. The stuff people go through just not to be broke. I'm not finna limit myself eternally just not to be broke. And boy, people will talk about you when you broke, boy. But you gotta have thick skin. You gotta be the type of person that you ain't worried about what they talking about. You just trying to do the right thing in your short, soon to pass on life. You know, it's a panhandler is better off than some of these people I'm talking about, because panhandler, if he don't become bitter, he can get himself right spiritually easier. Anybody can, but the panhandler can have an easier time doing it. You know, so when we heard about this stuff with TD Jakes, a lot of us weren't surprised, because we have been talking about this for years, reading about this stuff for years. You know, take a look at how Ringo responds to this in comparison to how some of these newer YouTubers, they be like, oh my God, they looking at it like it's unusual. But we have been talking about this stuff for years on YouTube. You know? So, I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to continue this conversation a little later. Thanks for watching. Keep tuning in for more videos.